Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be working on my needle roll, my Husswif, and I forgot to show you last time when I was doing the camel flower that I got something for Mother's Day. Dave said, what would you like for Mother's Day? And I was just like, I don't know. Take me to the OpShops, or or I haven't been to Spotlight for a while. So he said, okay, I'll take you to Spotlight and you can pick something. Well, I picked the fabric for the inside of my Housewife, and this is what's going to be the inside fabric. Isn't it gorgeous? It's an Australian print with the little finches on it, the eucalypts, the desert peas. Oh, I love it. I love it. So this is going to be the fabric that I put down the whole big size of it, and then I'll put pockets and whatever over the top of it. And I'll probably use this fabric to it'll come over the edge, so that will be, if you can see that will be probably the edging on the outside as well. So I was really chuffed to find that. So that was a little Mother's Day gift. Now I'll just put that up. Now today we're going to be working on the Banksia. This is the Banksia that I did in my journal. Of course I'm not going to put paper leaves on it, but I've got another idea for that, and I'm going to do it orange because most of the ones we've seen in Western Australia were huge and they were orange and they just really popped out at you. So that's my inspiration today, so I'll leave that open over the other side of my desk. Now, each flower I like to try and just challenge myself to do something a little different. So I've got my Inktense blocks out. I've got some resources out. I've got some orange threads, different orange threads and a green thread. I've got some green rickrack, because if you look at the Banksia flower, they have a really bumpy leaf, and I really wanted to just exaggerate that a tad, so I'm going to use some rickrack. I've also got some beautiful little orange sequins, like little, I don't know, they're like little oval shapes, so I want to utilize some of them. And I've also got some bugle beads. Let's have a look in here. I want to use, oh, that's hard to open. I want to use some orange bugle beads on here as well. Right, so my idea for this today, I was looking for a piece of fabric, but I sort of had the fabric in mind that I wanted, but I couldn't find, not that I couldn't find it, I know where it is, I just didn't want to pull everything to bits to get to it. So this is my pattern. This is the Banksia that we're going to do today, and I've drawn, or I've traced a little pattern off it because I want to tuck it in here because I need enough room for the other flowers. So I want to tuck it in fairly close to the mullas, like that. Oh, I'll just put that out of the way. I've got some fibre here as well. I don't know whether I'll use that. Oops, what fell down then? Oh. And instead of putting fabric down as my base like I have done with these ones, I'm going to try and use the Inktense just to paint myself a little, just a little patch. So let's have a look at my Inktense colours. Burnt orange, tangerine, got the orange out here. I think I might use this one. Now I'm going to be really careful. Remember, the Inktense, once it's dry, it's permanent. And I've got this pen. I'm just going to go around that. I'm not going to paint over that pen. Oh, why aren't you working? Come on. I'm not going to paint over that pen because that disappears with heat. So that's my perimeter that I don't want to go past, so to say. Right, so I've got my, I love this little inkwell, or not inkwell, water well thing. Love it. It is so cool and handy. Right, and I'm just going to wet my brush very minimally and rub it over my orange and paint it on. And I'm not going up to that blue line. Oops, I went over that blue line. Oh gosh, anyway, we'll work with it. Just what I said I wasn't going to do. That's real life, but alright, so I'm going to put down some colour. Just take it easy there. And get that onto my fabric. Oh, I've done, what I've done here is I've put a little bit of mesh backing on it before I started, so that's probably, you're probably wondering what I did there. I'll show you that in a second. Alright, so I'm just going to get that colour down. And I might have to cut some of that mesh back around that, because it's going to get tangled in all my threads. Excuse the leaf blower. It's the groundsman. There's so many leaves on the ground at the moment. You should see our outside our place. I said to Dave, just don't pick them up. Don't bother picking them up. The tree's almost finished. Just leave it, and then we'll do it later. Alright, so I've just got a little background there of orange, and that's all it takes. Press my little well button and my painting part is done. Thank you, Inktense blocks. They come in, so I know that they're quite expensive to buy, but they are so freaking handy. They are so handy. I just love them. Love them. And you know, Dave quite often says to me, if it's around a birthday time or Mother's Day or whatever, he'll say, what's a big ticket item you need, you know, for your craft stuff? So that was one of them. And I got them around my birthday. Alright, let's get some things in here. Alright, I'm going to make sure that is dry before I start anything. And when I put the heat gun on, that blue around the edge will disappear. Okay, it doesn't take long, that's dry. Put that away. Alright. Now, get rid of my pattern, that's served its purpose. These are going to be the leaves that will come up like that, which I think will look cool. And then what I'm going to do, this is no hard stitches. Most of it will be straight stitches like this. but then at the top I will do some bullion stitches. Okay, and they're quite easy to do. So I'll be back when I've set this up on my frame, because I found it very easy to sew all the mullas with my round hoop, and I think that will be the same for this. Alright, I've got this on my hoop. I haven't pressed it right down. I didn't want to upset those flowers or those sequins, so I had to be careful where I was going to put it, but I think it will work. So I'm going to start with the stalk, and I'm coming right down the bottom, and I'm just going to do a chain stitch, I think, and then I'll whip it. I think that will be the easiest for the stalk. And I knew I'd have a bit of problems with this netting that I put down. I thought, oh, that's going to get tangled a fair bit, so I'm just going to snip some of it. But it's alright, we'll work with it. See, it's getting, no, you're getting tangled. Need a bit of an, what have I done? Okay, there we go. Alright, we'll come back up and just whip that. So back under those loops. I hope you can, that's better. Put you up so you can see me. Right. Right, and that's my stalk done. Now we're going to start with the dark oranges. Right, we're just going to start at the base here and do lots of straight stitches. Lots and lots of straight stitches. I want to fill it in with a little bit of the stalk colour so it sort of graduates into that orange. Okay, I'm going to use this colour now to do my bullion stitches, and I remember how to do them. I haven't done them for a little while, and I'm sure we'll get there with it. Right, that is my colour painting all done, like my thread painting with all the colours. Now I told you I was going to show you what I used for this this background. It's this stuff, Catalina mesh, but oh, hang on, it's acrylic, part wool. And it's quite soft, so I just cut a little piece off that and put that down as the background. Alright, I've threaded up the bead needle and attached it to the back, and I want to just put a few of these really pretty little orangey pink sequins on it. Nice, I like that. You can see them sparkling there. And then I will put a few of these bugle beads in. I'm going to get them open. So I'll pick out a few orange ones. You get back in there. Didn't want you. You don't want to be on there. Alright, stay on there. And I'll put a few of these in. And then okay, I've got my tiny beads, and I think I'll put some of these orange ones on. So let's get a few out of there. Right, I'm really happy how that's looking. Now, I might take you off the hoop and we'll do the leaves. Alright, I'm back and I'm up to the leaves. I've had a break, and Dave brought me home a beautiful chicken salad sandwich. And, oh, I should go and check some of them. But they're down okay. And I want to use this rickrack for my leaves. Now I've cut some little pieces and I've put some fray stop on the ends. I hope that works, but I think I'm going to have to sew down the rickrack before I do any sewing over the top of it. Okay, so I've got some green thread, and my idea was to probably put some lazy daisy stitches on here. So maybe 2 on each like bump that comes out. Because I do have little spikes on these leaves, so I wanted it to sort of look like that. And then do another lazy daisy over that way. Okay, and then come into this hollow. And do the lazy daisy over that direction. Do another one. Okay, and then we'll go into this last hollow. Sorry that I'm so shaky. I don't know, I just put it down to the medication that I'm on, because I never used to be shaky like that. Like that. Plus it's going to take a while for that anesthetic to go out of my system as well. Alright. Okay, so that's one leaf. And then let me thread that back up. I don't even know what sort of needle this is. I pulled it out and it's got like a flat end on it, which is really strange. But it's working, so go with it. Right, so I've got that one down. I'm just going to cut a bit of this fraying off. I don't like how much that is fraying there. And I'll just put a little bit more fabric glue on that so it just doesn't go anywhere. Okay, and then I was watching a lady, oh what was her name, I'll put it in the screen here, but she was doing her daily stitching and I was just really enjoying watching it. She sits outside and you can hear the birds and it was just really nice just to watch her. But I loved how she said, you know, just make it your own. Just do whatever, make it your own. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't need to be it's not anybody else's, it's your own, isn't it? And I'm pretty unconventional when it comes to this sort of stuff because I'm no professional at all, so I just make stuff up. Alright, let's put another one in there. Come on, you're gonna go through the hole or make a hole for me. I love this Rick Rack idea because you could adapt that to any like leaf, couldn't you? Or I might have to sew that down just a little bit. If I come over here and put just put an embroidery stitch over it. Then we're going to skip up to this hollow up here and come back this way. more. You can hear Dave outside grinding. He got himself a new RC car. It's not a car, it's a truck. And he's been building it the last few days. Like building it from scratch. So he's having fun. He's having a load of fun. Right, so they are my leaves. I love how that's turned out. It just looks up really different, and I like that. Right, I'll put that needle up. And I'll give you a recap of what I've done. Right, I've used all these colours here to stitch my flower, and it's all been lots and lots of straight stitches, so nothing hard there. The last few bits of stitches that I did at the top I did with this one and made a few bullion stitches to make it look like that it was budding out at the top. So they were all the oranges that I used and browns. And then I used some rickrack for the leaves, and I've done some lazy daisy stitches in these opposite type hollows of the rickrack. You can see that there, just to give it a pointed jaggy look, because the Banksias do have jaggy leaves. And then I used these beautiful sequins on the flower. You can see them there shimmering. I also put some orange bugle beads on, and I put some of these tiny little orange 1mm beads at the top here. You can see them just glistening just a little bit, and I am stoked how that's come out. I'm stoked. I'm just wondering, does it need another leaf or not? Let's have a look at the pattern. Oh no, I don't think it will, because I'm going to fit some wax flowers in there, so that's all good. All right, so yeah, I stitched that down just with some normal thread first, because it was not playing nice for me, and I thought, well, I'm going to have to stitch that down. All right, let's bring you out a little now. And let's have a look at my Husswif. Isn't it gorgeous? I just love all the pops of colour in here. I love the addition of the orange in here. I still got to have I'm thinking of an orange butterfly over here to give it some balance. And I ordered some from Temu that are already stitched, and I'm going to see if that's going to be suitable for there. If it's not, I'll make my own orange butterfly. Alright, so my next flower that I will do will probably be this gum blossom, and it'll be up in this area up here. Okay, and I'll have a big gum leaf, and I'm not sure what colour I'm going to do that blossom so it adds balance, because the typical gum blossom flowers are white, red, pink, and like a light yellow. They're the typical colours, and I didn't want to do it red because all this is going to be a big block of red. So I may do it a really light pink or yellow. I'm not sure yet. That's the plan, or the thought plan. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed watching me stitch that today. That is the Banksia. Love how it's turned out, and I enjoyed using the ink tents to put colour behind here, because it just gave me a good solid block of colour to work on. And yeah, that's my flower for today. yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed that. If you're new here, this is my Australian wildflower Husswif or needle roll. This is the outer side of it, and I showed you earlier this gorgeous fabric that's going to be the inside, and it will wrap around and be the border. So I'll show you, just give you a little sneaky peek. It will wrap around and be the border of my roll as well, okay, which I think will look good. Alright, like, share, subscribe, all that type of stuff. Give me a thumbs up, tell me what you think of the Banksia flower that I have just finished, and I'll be on soon to do the gum blossom. So I hope you enjoyed this. Take care, and happy crafting, and I'll see you soon. Bye.